Clock is 16:45. It's Friday the 25th January 2019. See, in many years, work on to modify man's body. The start was through the food because if we can make it more stable, maybe we are lesser sick. You're more unstable the body become, you're more sick too. So if they can change everything inside of us, maybe they can change the nature of how we get sick. They have some modified food out there, and the groceries is even being modified too. That means that they are lasting longer in the store. If it lasts longer in the store, why does it not then last longer inside of us? So if we modify the groceries in such a way so they last longer, but still that the body can accepting it, as long as it's accepting it and using it like before, you're more stable our body become. Because it starts with the groceries and the food supplement. Why is that? Because our body is building our body up by the food supplement, of course. So you're more modified, that food we are taking in, you're more modified our body become. You're lesser frog we will be if you could compare our body with a frog. So a kind of a cybernetic body, maybe we can reach more and more in the future. But you see, there will come a part where our body cannot accepting the modified food any longer because maybe it becomes too much. I think definitely that the cancer is the source to eternal life. It sounds weird, doesn't it? But our own cell, there's being so uh, progress, uh, progressive, is maybe the key to change everything inside of us in such a way so it can take more than it could before. If it can just take a little bit more, maybe we can modify everything to it last just a little bit more. If there's a success right there, maybe we don't even have to eat in the same way we did before. Only for the things that the body is casting out. Like, and I want to go in on that subject too. Every time a man have love with a woman, we know that he have to come if he want to have good sex with a woman. When the balls is empty, the body shall use the resource of filling it up from the body. If the bowls is full, it shall not use so much to fill the bowls up. So the bloodstream would actually go out in the rest of the body and not down into your balls. It shall use lesser energy to fill the balls up. It's like, I think there's a little vision in the Bible too about Jesus Christ when he's hanging on the cross. I think maybe there's a little story about how we are living our lives too through that vision. Every time a man is hanging himself on that cross, there shall go 3 days before he can hang on the cross again. Before he can make love with his woman. And maybe, because he is talking about eternal life, you understand? So maybe it's not 3 days, but maybe a little bit more than 3 days. But you understand, if we could modify a thing like our balls. Whoa. Try to imagine that every man did not have to come, but have the same feeling like when he is coming from his balls. Is that really maybe the key to eternal life with satisfaction? Could you imagine that? Because we definitely love, I can talk that from myself. We definitely love to come. And the girls definitely love us to come too. It's like if you don't come and you have sex with a woman, it's like it's not finished. I think for her, it's like coffee without sugar, or happy birthday cake without cream. Like a part that's missing, like something is not fulfilled. Maybe she don't care as long you make her come. Then she will maybe not care about that you actually are coming. But if she have just a little bit love to you, of course she wants you to come. It's a little bit different with women's, because even if they have come, they like to enjoy a little bit after. Like it's slowing dying out. Not like men when it's just finished and it's finished. Then they're lying on their back and relax, and that was nice, you know. No, because a woman, when she have come, it's not over. It's still there. She's still hot. She's still warm. She can take more. When a man, he's empty. Yeah, he can try to do it again, and maybe he's lucky to come one more time, and now it's definitely empty. But if we could modify a little thing like that, a little thing like that, try to imagine. Try to imagine that we could kind of reach the same feeling without coming, but we are coming. If the doctors in the future will become so wise how they can go in and modify our balls without ruining it, because we definitely don't want it to be ruined. About it is possible, but if you could imagine that we get a kind of a extra balls, a modify extra balls, maybe being operated inside of us. Maybe we even have the possibility to fill them up. So it's not our own balls that's coming, but the modified balls inside of us, that every time we have sex, it's like a switch that we can switch it over to the modified balls inside of us and still feel that we are coming and still have a kind of the same feeling of a kind of a orgasm. See, then when we are off from the modified balls, we are not off, we're still on. And try to imagine if you could fill up the modified balls like taking a milk and fill it up in a glass, and just like that, you are full again and you can start over and you can keep on in a whole day and not be empty. See, that one, I definitely think that one is like a dream, a fantasy, even for a woman, even for a man. Now I'm definitely losing it. Or am I? Am I losing it? It's just our imagination that's putting the limit. If we can think it out, we can someday maybe make it become true. If we think it out, we can begin to work on it. If we can begin to work on it, maybe someday we will be so fucking good that we can offer nearly eternal life for everybody. That they shall not be hanged on the cross every fucking time they have love with their woman. Because we definitely don't want to have a Virgin Mary that's not virgin anymore, lying and crying because she's not finished. Today, maybe science have looked into the subject of filling the balls up. And of course, that is a way of doing it too. If we can keep on make the balls be full up faster, even when we are old, just with a little pill. Yeah, of course. But see, the other is something we build and put inside of us, something we have possibility to fill up. You know how much everybody today like to have a ring in their nose or ear, or even in their dick, or their sweet little kitty cats. That's up in our time to modify the body with tattoos or other kind. What if that group of people will be the first people who want to challenge to modify the body further than that? Even when you talk about chipping our hands and have a kind of a information built inside of us with every registration. Why shall it always only be to the system? Why not to us? We modify our body on places that we know we are being affected from for living our life. It's those places we want definitely to have to be modified. Of course, there will be some problems because the system definitely don't want you to have horn in your head. Don't want you to be a horny bull who just can fuck everybody. And maybe they will see that if they does not get empty their balls, maybe they have too much hormone inside their body, and maybe that one will maybe have some consequence because that is what they want to lesser. But for every male out there, I don't think they want lesser hormones inside of them. I don't think they want it to be off all the time. I have heard many people talking about that it's all about all about to limit of coming. People who's building up their body to limit to using the sword is the progress of success. You know, definitely there have always been this story about if you're if you are a good sport man, then it's definitely not good to have sex. It's not good to have sex before you're going to have a good sport. Today they say there's nothing in that anymore. I don't know about we have get so good with our food, and that's why there's nothing in it. But I definitely think there's something in it. I think when the balls is full, the temper is higher. When the balls is empty, the temper is maybe lower. Or maybe it's other way around. No, I really mean this. I mean this. I really mean that there could be something in this. How they can modify our parts down there in such a way. Maybe it's not everybody who have the chance to be modified. Maybe it's only people with a kind of that the size down there shall maybe have reached a size before maybe it's possible to at all touching it, or else everything will have a too risk. It will be too risky to touching to operate something inside. If I put the idea out, who knows? Maybe someday already today they can make organs that they are taking away all the tissue from the organs, and then they can put new cells to it and it will begin to fill it up with new cells, and all the bad is away, and now we get a clean new organ. That's how they do it today. But try to imagine if you could make some modified balls that they could operate maybe inside, find a place inside our stomach, or I don't know, down in our hips, where there could be a room for some extra balls that could be modified so we could feel the same emptiness like when we are off. Maybe it will only be the riches that have the possibility to modify themselves, and about it's possible. Already today, we know that women's they get bigger tits. Many like to have bigger tits because they feel more like a woman. We know a man maybe want to have a bigger dick and get it operated to get bigger or get it filled up in such a way so it's getting thicker. So we know that people like that we can get a little bit change. And is there something wrong about it? There don't have to be something wrong about modify ourselves to something that's better. We know that about our teeth. We're using our teeth every day. And if we could not go to the teeth doctor, it will be a hell to eating our food. So about the teeth, we have that in a long time. Even the earliest human did have an understanding of taking out the bad teeth. So this is definitely something that have been with us in an eternity since the first humans. And we know definitely we are using that one. And it is nearly like our teeth because we are using it. If they allow us, of course. Maybe we are too godly and they don't want children from us. I don't know. But now I put out the subject, and if this subject have not been in the minds of doctors all over the world, maybe I have put an idea out, an idea that maybe someday can revolution maybe some person's love life. We suddenly have love gods walking around us, always is ready and on to make love with a beautiful women. Suddenly, the myths about the gods from Greenland is maybe suddenly something that we are just working on to fulfill someday. I mean, isn't a love God somebody who have the possibility to make love in eternity? Constant, in every minute on the whole day. I mean, isn't that a kind of reaching the clouds on that area. Isn't it? If you ask every man and he have just have sex, he is off. He is so much off that you cannot imagine. He's off, okay? He comes so many times that he can. He's off. It's nearly hurting in his balls, so much off is he. Now he get the offer from a new woman. They're so good looking too, just like the woman he have sex with. They're not together, and he have the chance to be with a new woman, but he is off. So we definitely know maybe he will not make love to this woman. Maybe he will reject her. That could be a possibility. Or maybe he will give her a good time. But see, if he was working with sex, maybe it would be a good thing for him that he could come every day, all the time, and have a work in the whole day. Because we definitely know that today, in our times, people like to go on the net and earn their money, having pleasure and sex in front of everybody else. But it's just ending up many times to be a fake. They are faking it for keeping on the customers to looking at them because they cannot give themselves pleasure all day. No, that's only happening maybe on the end of the day or in the start of the day, and then the rest of the day will just be a faking, just faking all the day. But you understand, it don't have to be like that. Maybe in our future, maybe our future will have modified balls. Balls we can fill up when they are empty. Not using our own balls, but a modified balls. And the modified balls feels as the rest of our body because it is like the rest of us. There's real cells. It's a room that we have a possibility to fill up. What we fill them up with, see, that's a question how that can be made. If they're so good in that time, who knows? Maybe they can make false sperm out of the sperm we just have came from, or come from. Maybe they can have a container and put it down and make it to grow in that, and maybe it is real sperm that's then coming out. Or it could be a kind of a modify false thing that's looking more white and is looking more juicy and much more uh, tempting. I just wanna express, because I have expressed before some other things where we could modify our body, and that was to surgery on the skull, in our brain, back in our heads. That one is to the future too. I have talked about modifying our way of looking at how we operate our teeth. That we can actually pull them out just when we have a big hole in our teeth, that we have the possibility to pull them out, and before 12 or 24 hours, we can like when you take a potato and you take all of it off, and you end up only with the nerve inside, and you then are filling something new around it. So it becomes better in our own teeth that we already is born with, stronger and better, maybe more white, and maybe is sitting better on our flesh in our mouth. And it will grow back because it's our own nerve. But it's a fucking whole new teeth. And we can even modify the teeth in such a way that we can have a kind of a glass tattoo on our own teeth. And they can put it back, and the nerve will grow back. It will grow back just like our teeth before. And this teeth will maybe last to the day that we die. No more operating new hole, a bigger hole on the other side, and no, the teeth is lasting. No more hole in that teeth, and we fucking have our nerve in that teeth. See? That's Luxus. It's not some screw that screw down in our jaw, down in our bone. No, this is fucking our own nerve. About the teeth doctor out there wanna change how they operate on us when we get hole in our teeth. Of course, they don't want that this is possible. Why is that? You will never go to the doctor again. New method will make it possible on the teeth doctor to make our teeth like that. Maybe with, I don't know how the material and how they're going to do it. But I could imagine maybe something with a laser that is simply melting the powder on our teeth, and in such a way so it's not heating up the teeth, so the nerve is getting damaged and dying out from the heating. No, very small powder and a laser that is keeping on. If you can imagine a kind of a machine, maybe they put it in, and the machine is simply pushing the powder on, and then it's burning all over, and it's keeping on until the teeth is maybe round. And after, when you have a big surface on the teeth and around it, it can begin to cut the teeth in such a way so it's just like the same teeth you had before. Maybe even put a design in it. It can write names in it. And in the names, it can fill out the names with another kind of color. And now you have a modified teeth inside your mouth, maybe with your name on it in front of your teeth. See, that's the future. You will keep a face that's not getting damaged because your nerve is dying out. There will be a blood supply forever. The strengthening inside your teeth, which will always be there to the day you die. No more suffering from teeth damage. Maybe everybody in our society will pay that tax so they know someday when they turn 13 or 35 that they know they just can go to the teeth doctor and getting shift out the teeth they want to have shift out. Maybe they can even decide to get all of them be shift. And then they know they shall never again go to the teeth doctor. Maybe not on one time, maybe over a period, so it can heal one teeth at a time. That's what I call future. That's what I call real Jesus. That's what I call vision. Modify man of lesser suffering. Isn't that what it's all about? To have a good life, enjoy life, be happy forever. Isn't that what they try to do all the time? Even sex, they say the more sex you have, the more happy you are too. Why should that be so different even from the teenager that is already thinking on it? You understand the whole picture of understanding of the human nature of who we are. Thanks. Bye.